Joke number 1. The room was full of pregnant women and their partners, and the llama's class was in full swing. The instructor was teaching the women how to breathe properly, along with informing the men how to give the necessary assurances at this stage of the plan. The teacher then announced, "Ladies, exercise is good for you. Walking is especially beneficial. And gentlemen, it wouldn't hurt you to take the time to go walking with your partner." The room really got quiet. Finally, a man in the middle of the group raised his hand. "Yes," replied the teacher. "Is it all right if she carries a golf bag while we walk?" Joke number 2. A dumb blonde was really tired of being made fun of, so she decided to have her hair she would look like a brunette. When she had brown hair, she decided to take a drive in the country. After she had been driving for a while, she saw a farmer and a flock of sheep and thought, "Oh, those sheep are so adorable." She got out and walked over to the farmer and said, "If I can guess how many sheep you have, can I take one home?" The farmer, being a bit of a gambler himself, said she could have a try. The blonde looked at the flock and guessed 157. The farmer was amazed she was right. So the blonde, who looked like a brunette, picked one out and got back into her car. Before she left, Farmer walked up to her and said, "If I can guess the real color of your hair, can I have my dog back?" Joke number 3. The old king was suspicious of the young queen cheating on him. So, with the help of a witch, he placed an invisible blade in the queen's hoo-ha. 3 days later, the king summoned all the men he suspected and ordered them to take off their pants. To the king's surprise, he found that all their joy tools had cuts in them from the blade, except for the minister's tool. The king immediately ordered the execution of the men. He then turned to the minister and said, "Of all the men close to me, you are the only one loyal. You are not just my minister, but my closest friend as well." The minister was elated and replied with tears in his eyes, "Slunk you, my lord." Joke number 4. A guy asks a girl to go to a dance. She agrees, and he decides to rent a suit. The rental has a long line, so he waits and finally gets his suit. He decides to buy flowers, so he goes to the flower shop. The flower shop has a long line, so he waits until he finally buys his flowers. He picks up the girl and they go to the dance. There is a long line into the dance, so they wait. Finally, they get into the dance, and the guy offers to get the girl a drink. She asks for punch, so he goes to the drink table, and there is no punch line. Joke number 5. A young couple got married, and in their family, it was tradition that the best man dance with the bride for the first song. Well, this happened, but then they danced for the second song too, and the third. By the time the fourth song came on, the groom ran up and kicked the bride between the legs. A riot broke out, and all the invited guests were hauled off to jail. In court the next week, the judge asked the best man what happened. "Your Honor, we were just dancing, and the groom ran up and kicked the bride between the legs. That must have hurt," said the judge. "No kidding," said the best man. "I broke 3 of my fingers."